It was Marshall doing this whole time. What the heck? Marshall's like making some up. Yeah. Here we go, one more time. Oh. All right, well, that was okay. What the three syllables you want to work with is O, Ah, E. So try it one time because it really opens up your throat. Yeah, I know that last E is a killer, but it really does help. All right, my little kitten poos. Let us start. Yes, Alicia.
Can everybody look right in their
I
camera?
can't hear you, Alicia, but you're doing great mime.
Can everybody, can you hear me now?
Yes.
For some reason, you're so distant.
Am I low? Let me,
Yeah.
let me get this fixed. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask if everyone would look into the, I'm turning my mic up. If everyone would look into the camera just for 1 second and smile or something, and I could take a picture.
Hold on just a minute.
Okay, so I like Marshall. I'll get him mid yawn. Okay, there we go. Okay, swell. Thank you.
Now remember, you said
as
it was
usual, Ken isn't looking into the camera, but that's okay. That's how we'll memorialize him.
yeah. Remember, I think, and I'll check again. I am going to put up. I do have a picture of you guys already up, but I'm going to put one up on my new acting site which is LosAngelesActingClasses.com, and I'm also going to do one little class, like semi. And I'll let you know when that goes up, and you can take care of it, and take a look at it, and then I'll be putting blogs up there. So
is it LA acting class or Los Angeles?
Actually, a lower class, lower key, Los Angeles acting classes.com.
Could you just email that to me when you have a chance?
Yeah, but it's not up yet.
Oh.
So it's moved because the guy walked off with my money, so I've had to hire somebody else. He sent some money back in PayPal, and PayPal won't let me in. So it's just, today has been a very frustrating technical day. All right, so who would like to go first with their scenes? All right, Patrick.
Can we go second?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
I was gonna say, Judy, you want to go third?
Third, we want to go third, Danny and I.
All right, wait a minute, I can't keep count of all this. So who's going first now?
When do you want to go?
Is
Noel, you decide.
Oh, I was gonna ask up to you, but whenever. But they're already going first, so whenever we get a chance,
Okay,
I don't mind.
so we can go second or third.
Okay, yeah, whatever you want.
Right here.
Okay.
Danny and I request third place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go fourth then?
Yeah, we'll go fourth.
Nancy, what is your question, honey?
No, I was just saying Danny and I would like to go third.
You guys, I'm not keeping track of that.
Yeah.
But can you just
Everyone else
assign
votes.
us so we'll know when we go? When are we going?
Okay. Whenever you feel, Judith, you let me know. Whenever.
What's free?
Okay.
How about
5?
Okay.
Go
All
fifth.
right.
We'll go fifth.
Okay.
All right, who's up first? Patrick? Patrick, who are you with?
I'm with Angel.
My little angel. Now, guys, in these scenes, one of the reasons that I set them up for you is I want you to show the environment. It's hot, it's sticky. You're a lawyer who, what is this again? Which one is this?
This is Before Sunrise.
Oh, sorry. I'll shut up now. But show me the environment. Take a few minutes to feel the environment, smell it, taste it, hear it, feel it. Whenever you're ready.
You know, my parents have never really spoken about the possibility of falling in love or getting married or having children. Even when I was a little girl, they wanted me to think of a future career as as an interior designer or a lawyer or something like that. So I used to say to my dad, I want to be a writer. And he would say journalist. I would say, I want to have a refuge for stray cats. And he would say veterinarian. I would say, I want to be an actress. And he would say TV newscaster. So it was always this conversation about finding the fanciful ambition about my future career.
I always had a pretty good bullshit detector when I was a kid, you know? I always knew when they were lying to me. By the time I was in high school, I was dead set on listening to what everybody thought I should be doing with my life and just kind of doing the opposite. No one was ever mean about it. It's just, I could never get very excited about other people's ideas for my life.
But you know, when your parents have never really fully contradicted about anything and are basically nice and supportive,
Right.
it makes it even harder to fully officially complain. It's this, even they are wrong, it's this passive aggressive shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I just hate it. I really hate it.
Yeah. But, you know, despite all the bullshit that comes with it, I remember childhood as this, you know, this magical time. I do. I remember when my mother first told me about death. My great-grandmother had just died, and my whole family had visited them in Florida. And I was about three and a half. Anyway, I was in the backyard playing, and my sister had just taught me how to use the garden hose and do it in such a way that you could spray it and you could make a rainbow. And so I was doing that, and through the mist, I saw my grandmother. And she was just standing there smiling at me. And then I held it there for a long time, and I looked at her. And then finally I let go of the nozzle and dropped the hose, and she disappeared. So I went back inside and I tell my parents, you know, and they sit me down and give me this big rap about how when people die, you never see them again, and how I'd imagine the whole thing. But I knew what I'd seen, and I was just glad that I saw that. I mean, I've never seen anything like that since, but I don't know. It just kind of let me know how ambiguous everything was, you know, even death.
You are so lucky that you can have this kind of attitude towards death. I think I'm afraid of death 24 hours. I mean, that's why I'm here in the train right now. I could have flown to Paris, but I'm too scared.
Oh, come on.
I mean it. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's, when I'm in a plane, I can see it. I can see the explosion. No, I can see me falling through the sky, through the clouds. And I'm so scared of those few seconds of consciousness before you're gonna die, you know, when you know for sure you're gonna die. I can't stop thinking like that. It's really exhausting.
Yeah, I bet.
Really exhausting. I think this is Vienna.
Oh, yeah.
You get off here? No?
Yeah. What a drag. I wish I'd met you earlier, you know? I really like talking to you.
Yeah, me too. It was really nice to meet you.
All right. I have an admittedly insane idea. But if I don't ask you this, it's just, you know, it's gonna haunt me the rest of my life.
What?
I want to keep talking to you, you know. I have no idea what your situation is, but I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, great. So listen, here's the deal. This is what we should do. You should get off the train with me here in Vienna and come check out the town.
What?
Yeah, come on, it'll be fun. Come on.
What would we do?
What would we do? I don't know. All I know is I have to catch an Austrian Airlines flight tomorrow morning at 9:30, and I don't really have enough money for a hotel, so I was just gonna walk around, and it would be a lot more fun if you came with me. And look, if I turn out to be some kind of psycho, you know, you just get on the next train. All right, all right. Think of it like this. Jump ahead 10, 20 years, okay? And you're married. Only your marriage doesn't have that same energy that it used to have, you know? You start to blame your husband. You start to think about all those guys you've met in your life and what might have happened if you'd picked up with one of them, right? Well, I'm one of those guys. That's me, you know? So think of this, right, as time travel from then to now to find out what you're missing out on. See, what this really could be is a gigantic favor to both you and your future husband to find out you're not missing out on anything. I'm just as big a loser as he is, totally unmotivated, totally boring, and you made the right choice and you're really happy.
Let me get my bag.
All right.
Very, very well done. Let's talk about this just for a second. For some reason, and this is the first time, Angel, with you that it's happened, I didn't believe your character would go off with him. And I think it's because of the way you were dressed. Now, maybe that was something you specifically chose, but you seemed, sorry, all my papers just fell down. But you seem very well dressed, sophisticated woman, and Patrick seemed not.
We had sort of talked about this backstory that, like, an Angel, jump in. I didn't mean to answer that question for you, but I was just going to tell Toni what we were talking about, which is that Angel, Celine was more someone who kind of followed the straight and narrow path that like her parents wanted her to do, whereas I was more this, you know, rebellious sort of American traveling around, and this was her moment to sort of ditch the straight path and kind of do something that she wouldn't normally do.
Well, then that would make sense to me. And that's kind of what I thought. But Angel, I think that scarf would be a good tool for you to open up wrapping around you so that you have an activity that
Okay.
shows me the kind of person she is. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we do need to know a before moment here, because you guys don't know each other on this train. And so I need for you guys to create a before moment.
Yeah, we talked about this. We said like we already in a conversation because it starts like very privately. She's talking about the parents, and we thought that maybe he saw me reading a book, and then she sat right in front of me, and we talked first about the book, and then we started talk about what we are doing for like working, and then it's where the conversation starts with about the parents.
Yeah. Well, this is where I would take a liberty as two people doing a scene in creating maybe a little bit before life, like tiny bit. Like, for example, Patrick, one of those pillows behind you on your couch.
Yep.
You might like take the beige one, the beige one, whatever color that is. And you might say to her, Angel, you could be maybe trying to adjust yourself to put your scarf on and it doesn't seem like you're comfortable. And Patrick, you might say, here, why don't I offer you this? See, that
Mhm.
gives you an activity now. Angel can say, well, thank you, you know.
Mhm.
And I guess, Angel, I don't know if you said it fast, I don't know, but I didn't get your opening monologue, which is very difficult because it's the opening monologue. So we're grasping as to it. So I think maybe perhaps if you guys added the word, settling down, I see you're reading a book about, I see you're reading a book about childhood. Oh, yes, parents. Boom. That gives Angel a chance to open up about maybe her childhood.
Mm.
And Angel, I didn't get an attitude about your childhood because I think what Patrick said is very true, that you have been raised within a box. And I need to get that from that monologue.
And by the way, that was all Angel's back life for herself. We talked about it together, but she came in with all those ideas.
We've thought also because of the dressing that I'm on the way to work, that I'm gonna arrive in the next city the day before, so I have one day to calm down before my work. So this is why I'm dressed up more.
Yeah, but I like the way you are right now, because the way you are right now is very neutral but sophisticated. Whereas Patrick is funky and fun, with his little backpack and his top. I would use the scarf as a way to end the scene of wrapping it around you, maybe, and say, okay, let's go. Do you know what? And maybe at the beginning, a book.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So let's do it again. And Angel, you have to pick out why you are saying this to Patrick.
You mean the monologue in the beginning?
Yes, darling.
Okay.
So do you want me to do something with the pillow, Tony, or you want to scratch that for the book and stuff?
I think I'll scratch it for the book, babe.
Okay.
That's simpler for you. And for you, Patrick, I would suggest, maybe a laugh between you when you say a book about parents, and then a laugh or something that expresses that beginning moment,
Mhm.
where it'll help Angel. Angel, what's your first opening line?
My parents have never really spoken of the possibility of my falling in love or getting married or having children.
Yes, so the book is called Parents and Their Siblings. Do you know what I mean? And where you can laugh about us, and then it's kind of maybe this is a aha moment for you, Angel. You know, like a question mark. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's give that a try.
Okay.
What a woman.
Excuse me. I'm Jesse. I just noticed your book about parents.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't read that one, but I've been reading. I was just reading one about codependency. About how we're always afraid to come out from under our parents' shadow, and they have these ideas about what we should be doing and stuff. And I just wondered if it had anything to say like that.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because it's like a trilogy. So I'm right now in the second book, and it's not only a fiction story. It explains also who we are because of our parents and why we make choices in our lives. So it's quite deep. So I mean, if I'm finishing this, you can have it for the.
Oh, I'm actually I'm getting out of Vienna, but thanks, I appreciate it. I think me, I'm who I am because of my parents, in the sense that I don't want to be like my parents. they raised me a certain way, but I kind of went the other way, you know?
Yeah. You know, my parents have never really spoken of the possibility of falling in love or getting married or having children. I remember when I was a kid,
Okay, I'm
they
gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you real quick. That was great. You can't have that long of an opening moment. All right, that's all the stuff you've got to think, but you've got to make it work now with the words.
Mm-hmm. Sure, got it.
Got it?
Mm-hmm. I'll set you up quicker, Angel.
And Angel, I don't. You're saying it as a matter of fact. I think it's got to be, and it'll help you as, oh my gosh, you know what? My parents never did talk to me about that.
okay.
I think it will help you because otherwise it was coming out, which is not typical of you, just on the same line. Da, 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 da. All right, let's go.
Okay. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I'm Jesse. I just had a question about your book. It's like parents and what they expect of you. I was just curious. I'm just a curious person. Did you relate to that, or like how do how do you feel about that stuff? These are the kind of questions I ask.
That's kind of an intense question, but
Yeah,
why
well,
not?
we're strangers, so I can ask it.
Yeah, this
I
is
mean, did
about
your parents
parents.
ever sort of want you to meet someone? Are they on you about that?
Yeah, it's kind of the books explains why we are who we are. So, you know, my parents have never really fully spoken about the possibility of falling in love or getting married and having children. And I remember when I was a kid, they want me to think about the future career, being an interior designer, a lawyer, something like that. So I would say to my parents, I want to be a writer, and they would say journalist. I would say to my dad, I want to have a refuge for stray cats, and they would say veterinarian. I would say I want to be an actress, and he would say TV newscaster. So it was constant convertive conversation about my fanciful ambition and this money making venture.
Hmm. I always had a pretty good bullshit detector when I was a kid. You know, I always knew when they were lying to me. By the time I was in high school, I was dead set on listening to what everybody thought I should be doing with my life and just kind of doing the opposite. I mean, no one was ever mean about it. It's just I could never get very excited about other people's ambitions for my life.
But you know, if your parents have never really fully contradict you about anything, and basically are nice and supportive,
Yeah.
it makes it even harder to officially complain. You know what I mean? It's even when they're wrong, it's this passive aggressive shit that I just hate it. I really hate it.
Yeah. Well, despite all the bullshit that came along with it, I remember childhood as this magical time. I really do. I remember when my mother first told me about death. My great grandmother had just died, and my whole family had just visited them in Florida. I was about three and a half. Anyway, I was in the backyard playing. My sister had just taught me how to take the garden hose and do it in such a way that you could spray it into the sun and you could make a rainbow. And so I was doing that, and suddenly, through the mist, I could see my grandmother. And she was just standing there smiling. And then I held it there for a long time and I looked at her. And then finally, I let go of the nozzle, and dropped the hose, and she just disappeared, just like that. So I went back inside and I tell my parents, and they sit me down and give me this big rap on how when people die, you never see them again, and how I'd imagined everything. But I knew what I'd seen. And I was just glad I saw it. I mean, I've never seen anything like that since. But I don't know. It just kind of let me know how ambiguous everything was, even death.
You're really lucky that you can have this kind of attitude towards death. I think I'm afraid of death 24 hours a day. I mean, that's why I'm trained right now. I could have flown to Paris, but I'm too scared.
No way.
I can't help it. I can't help it. It's when I'm in a plane, I can see it. I can see the explosion. No, seriously, when I'm on train, I can see myself falling through the clouds. I'm so scared of those few seconds of consciousness before you're gonna die. You know, when you know for sure you're gonna die. It's so exhausting. I can't help it.
Yeah, I bet.
It's really exhausting. Is this Vienna?
Oh,
Literally.
yeah,
You get off here now.
yeah. Oh, what a drag. I wish I had met you earlier, you know? I really like talking to you.
Yeah, me too. It was really nice to meet you.
All right, I have an admittedly insane idea, but if I don't ask you this, it's probably gonna haunt me for the whole rest of my life.
What?
Okay, I want to keep talking to you, you know? I mean, I have no idea what your situation is. I don't even know what your name is, but I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, well, great. So listen, here's the deal. This is what we should do. You should get off the train with me here in Vienna and let's check out the town.
What would we do?
What would we do? I don't know. All I know is I have to catch an Austrian Airlines flight tomorrow at 9:30. I don't have enough money for a hotel, so I was really just going to walk around, and it would be way more fun if you came with me. And look, if I turn out to be some kind of psycho, you know, just get on the next train. Don't worry about it. Okay, think of it like this, right? Jump ahead 10, 20 years from now. You're married. Only your marriage doesn't have that same energy that it used to have, you know? You start to blame your husband. You start to think about all those guys you've met in your life and what might have happened if you picked up with one of them. Well, I'm one of those guys. That's me. So think of this as time travel, right? From then to now to find out what you're missing out on. And see, what this really could be is a gigantic favor to both you and your future husband to find out you're not missing out on a damn thing. I'm just as big a loser as your husband, totally unmotivated, totally boring, and you made the right choice and you guys are both really happy.
Let me get my bag.
All right.
Very nice. Come on back in, everybody. Very nice. Wow. How did you guys like it the second time?
I liked it. I seen the movie several times, and I thought you guys did a really nice job with the dialogue. And Angel's accent worked so well because she really reminded me of Julie Delpy in the movie. And
She looks so pretty.
yes, yeah, the cadence. You know, I thought you guys did a really good job, especially given all the dialogue you were working with.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say it was nice. How long was the scene? How many pages?
3.
Three. I know
It looked like a 10 pages, but it was a very nice scene. I've never watched the movie, but it was a very.
It's a very chatty film. They're constantly chatting.
they're constantly talking, Noelle, so it's got a lot of verbiage in it. The only thing, and I'm being picky, I loved everything. Patrick, I just need a little more activity from you, like maybe unzipping your parka, getting comfortable at the beginning.
Yep.
But I want you guys to see how action and activity can tell us a lot about the person.
Mhm.
The minute she put the scarf around her neck, we knew she
Yeah.
had made a decision, and that her spirit had become even lighter. You know,
Uh-huh.
well done, you guys.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Patrick.
Thank you.
Who's number 2 now?
Uh,
Alicia?
so give me one sec.
Oh, Noel, is that coffee?
Tea and milk.
Oh, that you did it. You just, it sounded so good.
It
Okay,
is.
Alicia and Andy, is that right?
Mhm. No,
No.
Alicia and Marshall.
Yeah.
Adios, Judith.
Adios, Andy. Marshall's looking very sexy tonight.
Yes.
May I?
Sure. You know, if you want a simple yes or no, you're going to have to finish the question.
Light your cigarette.
Sure. The way you were staring at me, I thought you were going to ask me for something more exciting.
Oh, like what?
Use your imagination.
Well, I'm using it. Hmm.
Well, let me know when you're finished.
Hey,
Look, I've got to start again. Hang on a second. I'm really sorry, Marshall.
all right.
Tony was,
Alicia, I got to tell you, you've got to be quicker on the draw because when Marshall.
no, I was just, we were talking 30 seconds before we started the scene and I just needed to switch gears quicker. So now I'm fine. Okay.
Where do you want to go? You want to go from the top, Alicia?
Yeah, let's just do it from the top and I'll be good.
Marshall, do it from the top. It was really nice. I like what you were doing. And Alicia, commit to what you're doing. Can you see him in this back mirror? He's looking at you. So use your mirror to see him.
May I?
If you want a simple yes or no, you're going to have to finish the question.
Light your cigarette.
Sure.
Hmm.
The way you were staring at me, I thought you were going to ask me something a little more exciting.
Oh, like what?
Use your imagination.
Well, I'm using it.
Well, look, you're Ben Siegel and I'm Virginia Hill, okay? Now, why are you so interested in a gal who's seeing one of your friends?
What friend? Fourier? He's no friend of mine. He's an associate of an associate. Yeah. You still going out with him?
If it were New Year's Eve, he'd be my date. Who would your date be?
Huh? Wife.
Wife.
Esther.
Esther?
Esther. E. S. T. A. Esther.
Good. Let me guess. I bet Esther lives her life devoted to her Ben, but he plays around like a jackrabbit on the side and lies through his teeth.
Oh. I don't like Esther.
Well, that's noble. What do? Confess your sins 3 times a day? Now, what exactly does Mr. Esta want with Miss Virginia?
Right now, Mr. Esta is having a tremendous amount of difficulty imagining what he doesn't want from Miss Virginia.
Are you ready for a divorce, Mr. Siegel?
Never.
Well, my oh my, you're pretty ferocious where mom's concerned.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of the time, you're a good looking, sweet talking, charm oozing, fuck happy fella with nothing to offer but dialogue. But in Hollywood, dialogue's cheap, Ben. So why don't you just go outside and drink yourself a soda?
Oh,
Not very good.
hey,
I don't understand. What was this from?
Bugsy.
Bugsy.
Huh?
Bugsy.
Bugsy. Okay. I think you did a really good job, Marshall. I liked your opening. It felt very gangsterish to me. Alicia, what I didn't understand from you is your opening line, if I'm not mistaken, was you were watching me so much I thought blah blah blah, right?
No, I said if he was the way he was staring at me, I thought you were going to ask me something a little
But
more exciting.
But we never saw you see him staring at you.
He did. He stared at me when he lit my cigarette. We leaned in and he lit my cigarette.
No, you were talking about him watching you from before.
Okay.
So why don't you use your mirror? Hold it up, Alicia, and just move it to the side and look to the side like you're watching him watching you. Makes it very sexy. You know, she's watching this guy looking at her. You're on a movie set. So after you put your lipstick on, just kind of keep the lipstick there and bring the mirror. Let me see.
Look.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And see him. And watch him
Okay.
walk over and then put it down. When you see he has a cigarette, take yours up. See,
Okay.
you're asking this is kind of old genre with the Bugsy Siegel. This is something where, you know, in all the movies, the woman is always getting her cigarette lit or her
Right.
drink poured by the guy. Okay, that's number one. So, and I think you need to really flirt with him. Don't
Yes.
try and get up and leave. Maybe just
Well, in the scene, I'm supposed to get up and walk away, and he's supposed to kind of pull me back.
what I always say to people. And if you feel
Mhm.
like doing it, you guys, if you feel like following the stage directions, if it fits you, you know, if you felt like that, then you do that. If it doesn't feel correct for you, do not do it. Do
Okay.
you know, I always do my own stage direction because otherwise you have 100 actors doing the same stage direction. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? Unless it were a play. So I think maybe you just leaning back in your chair, you
Okay.
know, just challenging him is very sexy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Just challenge him all the time. And that's my major comment to you was Alicia, I gave you the scene to find your sexuality because I think you're very sensuous.
Yeah. And I've been looking for it all week. So.
Well, I said, Alicia, that you
Yes,
had one
ma'am.
of your mother's mink stoles, did you not?
Yeah.
Go get it. Alicia,
Okay.
go get the mink stole right now. Marshall, I
Yeah.
loved your beginning.
Huh?
Loved you watching her. Do you know what I mean? I
Uh-huh.
think you need maybe to pick a point where you know she's watching you. There we go. fluff it up a little bit around you, Alicia.
Okay.
You're glamorous. Put it on. Just put the whole thing on, baby. It gives you such a glamour. Put it on. Put that collar up. You know, there we go, babe. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. And maybe if you feel a little uncomfortable, maybe you adjust. You should have a dangly earring on or something that you adjust and, you know, work with a little bit as you're talking to him. Because she's really denying him with her words, but with her body, totally inviting him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So maybe you hold up your collar and you smell it a little bit. You're coy.
Okay.
Maybe you touch your chest a little bit, your décolleté. You're coy. Marshall,
Yes.
you're kind of enjoying the whole thing. You're friggin', what happened to you? You just went out of focus.
Yeah.
But
It's
you're
fine.
Bugsy Siegel, man. Every woman you want, you can have.
Yes.
Like her because she's acting like you can't have her.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
And there you go, you're back in. And you think it's kind of humorous.
I do.
Yeah, yeah. So bring in a little humor, you guys. This repartee is fast. It's sexy, but it's fast. Otherwise, it becomes deadly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Here we go. Put that collar up, Marsh. Put it up, Alicia. Put the collar up, baby. You're a queen. Yeah, here we go. Hold it up. You see him. Smile. Smile secretly. Watch him walk towards you.
May I?
If you want a simple yes or no, you're going to have to finish the question.
Light your cigarette.
Sure. The way you were staring at me, I thought you were going to ask me something for a little more exciting.
Oh, like what?
Use your imagination.
Well, I'm using it.
Well, let me know when you're finished. Look, you're Ben Siegel and I'm Virginia Hill, okay? Why are you so interested in a gal who's seen one of your friends?
Poor friend. Joyer? He's no friend of mine. He's an associate of an associate. You still going on with him?
If it were New Year's Eve, he'd be my date. Who would yours be?
Wife,
Wife?
Esther.
Esther?
Esther.
Hmm.
E-S-T-A. Esther.
Good, let me guess. I bet Esther lives her life for her one and only Ben. And he plays around like a jackrabbit and lies about it through his teeth.
I don't like Esther.
That's noble. What do you do? Confess your sins 3 times a day? Now, what exactly does Mr. Esther want with Miss Virginia?
Right now, Mr. Esther is having a tremendous amount of difficulty imagining what he doesn't want from Miss Virginia.
Are you ready for a divorce, Mr. Siegel?
Never.
Well, my oh my, you're pretty ferocious when it comes to mom.
Yeah?
Well, the rest of the time, you're just a good-looking, charm-oozing, fuck-happy fellow with nothing to offer but a lot of dialogue. Dialogue's cheap in Hollywood, Ben. So why don't you just go out and jerk yourself a soda?
What a woman.
That was good. That was so much better. Come back in, everybody. That was so much better, wasn't it?
Ugh.
No, I,
Seemed to go a little faster. It wasn't as draggy.
Barbara, turn on your sound. I can't hear you, Barb. Any comments?
I really like it, Alicia.
Alicia, you were very sexy.
I got
Yeah.
better? Okay.
I really like this on you. This role.
Yeah, really good. Really
Yeah.
good.
This role fits you. Yeah.
Thank you.
The fur coat, didn't it work out nice? She
Yeah.
said,
A lot.
feel it?
Yeah, I felt a little more dressed up.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sassy. She's sassy. That's what Bugsy Siegel likes about her. She's not afraid of him or drooling all over him. That was really nice,
That-
Alicia. You're finding it.
Good.
You know, the reason I want you guys to do these kinds of scenes is I want you women to find the body movement, the feeling, the sensuality of the movement. Every movement is very sensuous. You know what I mean? I think that Marshall had a wonderful sensuality to him, the way he was
Yeah.
holding the cigarette and he was just, I want everything, the way he was doing it. And for the women, even just a little bit of the shoulders, and dropping the coat and taking the cigarette can mean so much, because this is where I think I was telling you guys where the body movement is different than what the words are. Oh, go play, go out and get a soda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's opening herself to him where he's going, what a woman, So good work. How did you feel, Marshall? Turn your sound on, Marshall.
Oh, it was challenging. A different kind of, I had to pick something, I wouldn't pick this kind of role.
Oh, I thought you were perfect for this kind of role, Marshall.
Yeah.
I thought you were
I
very
thought you were perfect. I thought it was really, really perfect role.
I thought so too. I thought you were really sexy.
Yeah, I thought Marshall was especially good. And
Yeah, it was very natural.
Thanks. Alicia and I, we had a lot of conversations in a short time, didn't we, about this?
yeah, because it's all about, we were talking about intentions, and it's like I feel the way it should be. It's conveying it. That's where I am. I'm right at that point. So
Well, again, Alicia, even this top that you were wearing was not helping you. I think the things we wear sometimes helps us, like maybe off your shoulders with that fur coat on with a, big necklace or earrings that she could, stroke and use. This is a kind of actress, old time of actress, early Hollywood, that, every movement is well planned.
yeah, but I guess, I just kept kind of feeling, because I tried some different clothes, and I kept feeling like it didn't really matter what I wore if I wasn't conveying the the subtext, and
Well, unfortunately, wrong choice,
okay.
but terrific carry through. You did a good job. Again, anything that helps the actress, you guys, anything that helps the actor. If that didn't matter to you, then don't wear it. But I think you would have found that showing a little bit of flesh, the coat, the earrings, holding the cigarette holder like this, all would have brought about almost a Norman Desmond kind of feeling of those old time actresses where every movement was carefully choreographed, from the mirror, from opening the mirror on up to seeing him, to taking out the cigarette. Do you see what I mean?
I do.
It's for the actor. I don't care. I thought you did a great job with the fur coat.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if it helps the actor, if it helps you, fabulous. So physically, I'm trying to get you guys to do the opposite of some of the words you're saying. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that all, let me know, because if it doesn't, I'll explain it more. It's like a woman talking to her husband and he says, you don't love me. And she says, but I do love you. Well, this is covering herself up. We know she doesn't love him. Does that make sense? And those are the kind of characters and scenes I chose for you, so you could start learning how to use your body a little bit more. Body language, you guys, in acting is everything. You know, I was going to give you scenes to do tonight, all of you. I think at the end, I'm going to have you do partial, if we have enough time, some of these scenes without saying a word. Without saying a word, but just using your bodies. Just to show your feelings. Okay, who's coming up? But good work. Marshall, excellent. Alicia, really good. All right, Nancy, you're up.
Gotta get ready here.
Beautiful top, Nancy.
Yeah, well, the lighting in here, you can't, I'm really trying to.
Oh, it's pretty. You can see right through it. I love it.
Yeah, that's,
You can give it to me after you're through with it. Is this body heat?
no, this is Basic Instinct.
Oh, yummy.
Mhm.
Okay. Ms. Trammell. I am Detective.
I know who you are. How did he die?
He was murdered.
Really? Maybe that's why you're from homicide? How?
With an ice pick. How long were you dating him?
I wasn't dating him. I was fucking him.
What are you, a pro?
No, I'm an amateur.
How long were you having sex with him?
Oh, about 1.5 years.
Were you with him last night?
Yes,
Did you leave the club with him?
yes,
Did you go home with him?
no. We had a drink at the club. We left together. I came here. He went home.
Was there anyone with you last night?
No, I didn't feel like having sex with anybody last night.
Let me ask you something, Ms. Trammell. Are you sorry he's dead?
Yes, I liked fucking him. You know, I'm not in the mood to talk anymore about this.
Listen, we can do this downtown if you.
Well, read me my rights and arrest me, and I'll go downtown. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here, please. Scene.
Very good. Now, Nancy really used her body beautifully. I think I wouldn't use it right at the beginning.
Okay.
Save those little moments, Nancy.
Okay.
They're precious. So use them on, no, I liked fucking him.
Mhm.
Did you kill him?
We decided, we both saw the movie a long time ago, and I'm a little fuzzy.
I actually watched it recently. She did kill him.
Okay.
We thought she
We
had.
were, we were playing, she was probably innocent, but she was toying with him, but okay, thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
Well, so that makes it different.
It
So
does.
when you say no to did you go home with him? I just went home. I didn't feel like fucking him. Danny, you've got to be reacting to her. a lot more.
Okay.
I mean, she is fucking sexy. She's blowing your socks off from the minute you lay eyes on her. Now, Nancy, you just made a face. Go back to that face you made. It was like, yeah,
It's
it's
kissing.
that's a face. I would like to see you smile really nicely at the beginning of this, rather than being pouty.
Okay. The,
I liked what you just did right now, was really cute. But yeah, more of a smile, because if you start off pouty negative, then there's no place for you to really go.
okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is a game that you win every friggin' time. So think about it when he says, did you go home with him? Think about it. Did I? I fucked him so much. Oh my gosh. No, I didn't. You know, I mean, you're
Hey,
like,
Tony, can I throw out a thought? Just because I don't know, hearing the scene last week made me want to watch the movie because I hadn't seen it in so long. So what I thought was interesting about it when I saw it was that you'd think that a scene where homicide detectives are coming to your house to talk to you, especially if you're the one who did it, that all the leverage would be on them and that her part would be intimidated. But the way it's played, it's the complete flip. She's the one intimidating them, and they're the ones that are back on their heels in this scene.
Right.
because she is a seductress, and,
Right.
and that is whom she is.
Femme fatale. Femme fatale.
What did you say, Nancy?
Femme fatale.
Well, yeah, but a femme fatale doesn't always play femme fatale all the way through.
Yeah, the thing is with the stage direction that was part of the script has her looking away a lot and acting like she's bored, you know, and just that's part of the reason why I played it the way I did. But I can certainly change it up the way that you were suggesting.
I think that you're playing like you're playing with a mouse.
Okay.
This,
Yeah.
this is somewhat child's play.
Okay.
Cute until you look at him. At some point, looking at him, you realize you have your next fucking victim. You know who he is. You know he's the cop that accidentally shot two innocent people while he was chasing a criminal. He is your next victim. So then when you say, well, take me down to the police station, you know, boy, then you're pouring it on a bit. And Danny, you've got to be like, oh my God. You've got to be shaky. You know.
So almost like intimidated.
I
or-
mean, have you ever seen a sexy woman that just knocks the breath out of you? A good example is, do you guys have you ever read Rolling Stone, the magazine, the pop magazine?
It's been
A long time
a
ago.
long time.
Well, Ian Winter, who is the editor of it, I saw him one time. I was living with Caroline Coon and Jermaine Greer in London, and Caroline Coon had the man who owns Rolling Stone, talking to her, and she had her legs completely open with no underwear on. And he was a mess. He was a babbling mess, you know? And that's what this woman can
Je vois
do.
pas.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
J'ai trop à la au persil.
Yeah, well, we don't
Ah.
get to that scene yet. I think
No,
that
pourquoi?
follows.
No, but you will stop at
Parce que
nothing.
tu m'as parlé sur Insta, donc je t'ai rappelé sur Insta. De toute façon, là, je suis en cours, donc
Noelle, what are you
il n'y aura
saying?
pas.
Speaking en français. Talking about her heart.
C'est pas mes yeux, quoi. J'ai j'ai des fossiers, j'arrive pas.
I guess it's translating.
Anyway, let's try it again. And
Okay.
Danny, the minute, see, just you're doing that, Nancy's fabulous. Just pulling your hair back, not too much, but
I have to because it's a mess. It's getting in my way.
well, but don't do it too often.
Okay.
It's fabulous. Danny, the first question, you're trying to be very policeman-like, and then the minute you look into her, there's got to be that moment that I see she's got you.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Ms. Trammell? Detect,
I know who you are. How did he die?
he was murdered.
Really? Maybe that's why you're from homicide. How?
With an ice pick.
Hmm.
Hold on, let's start again, Nancy. If you go there like that, we know you did it. Don't play the ending.
Okay, well, okay, this is where I get confused because the script says she closes her eyes a beat and smiles after she hears that line.
Close your eyes for a second. Just close them. Quick, smile. Now look at him and say
Okay.
it. Say it as you say those words. I don't think you should. I think you're giving it away.
Well, okay. He does the talking around me. I'm just doing the facial motion. So I don't have dialogue when I do that. Let's start
Make
over.
it, yeah, make it a swift one, sweetheart.
Okay.
Here we go. Action.
Ms. Trammell? I'm Detective.
I know who you are. How did he die?
He was murdered.
Really? Maybe that's why you're from homicide. How?
With an ice pick. How long were you dating him?
I wasn't dating him. I was fucking him.
Oh, so what are you, a pro?
Oh, no, I'm an amateur.
How long were you having sex with him?
About 1.5 years.
Were you with him last night?
Yes.
Did you leave the club with him?
No, we had a drink and we left together. I stayed here. He went home.
Was there anyone with you last night?
No, I wasn't in the mood to have sex with anyone last night.
Ms. Trammell, let me ask you something. Are you sorry he's dead?
Yes, I liked fucking him. Yeah, I really don't feel like talking about this anymore.
Listen, we can do this downtown if you.
Well, read me my rights and arrest me, and I'll go downtown. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here, please.
That was so good. Nancy, you took all my direction. It was just lovely.
Oh, good.
Really. No, it was. It was just lovely. It's so nice to see someone take direction and really, really listen and take direction. And you did excellent. Danny, you did too. I just want to see one moment and then we'll go on.
Okay.
When you say, I know who you are, I want you to both take a minute and just stare at each other.
Okay.
And that's the moment that you get them. And that's the moment you're hooked. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Let's try that moment.
You just want me to say that line?
No, do it because there's only one line before it, really.
Yeah. Okay. Just start from the top, I guess.
Okay. All right. Ms. Trammell, I'm Detective
I know who you are. How did he die?
He was murdered.
All right, did you take that look, Danny?
Yeah.
You,
Or did I?
I don't think
Yeah, I
you
thought that worked well. I thought he did, Tony.
did. He okay. That's lovely. Do you see that? You actors want to look for those moments.
I felt thrown a little bit.
Yeah, she throws you big time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
But I
know?
wasn't planning on being thrown, but it did kind of throw me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. That's excellent. Good work. You guys come back in. Anybody have anything to say? Just lovely.
That moment for both of you, that paused moment, that did the whole scene to me. That
Yeah.
made the whole scene.
Yeah, Nancy, I thought
Characters just became real to me. I got it. Got what you were doing. It wasn't acting anymore. I really felt it.
yeah, yeah.
Discomfort, and I felt you being very intriguing, Nancy. It was totally different than I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
And I felt her affecting you in that moment. It was great. I thought it was a great moment. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought I was very impressed with your acting, Nancy. I thought it was really good. I was really
Thank you.
touched. I was really
So for all of you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Judith, but for all of you, you want to find little moments like that where you affect the other actor. That helps them affect you back, and then the game begins. You understand? So you look for those little moments where you can do that, and that's why these scenes are so important. You know, good work, kids. Good work, Danny.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, who's next?
Andy and I are next. Yes?
Barbara.
Are you okay?
Where'd I go?
Judy, we can go after if you want.
Sorry.
Are we here? Oh, yes, we're here.
No. Andy, turn off your camera, honey.
No, Andy and I are doing the same.
Oh, oops. All right, here we go. Andy, are you frozen?
I think I'm frozen.
Well, hold on, Barbara. Andy disappeared.
I know.
Andy, come back. Baby, come back. I like it.
I let him in. He went.
Sorry, I was frozen. Thank you, Alicia.
Well, that's how much Barbara affected you, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have to say anything.
Here we go.
Wait, got to adjust myself here.
You can stand here with me if you want, but you'll have to agree not to talk about the heat.
I'm a married woman,
Meaning what?
meaning I'm not looking for company.
Then you should have said, I'm a happily married woman.
That's my business.
What?
How happy I am.
And how happy is that?
You're not very smart, are you? Well, I like that in a man.
What else you like? Ugly, lazy, horny. I got them all.
You don't look lazy. Hey, tell me, is this the kind of chat that works with most women?
Some. Depends how long they've been around.
I wondered. I thought maybe I was out of touch.
How about I buy you a drink?
I told you, I got a husband.
Great, I'll buy him one too.
He's out of town.
I like him already. We'll drink to him.
He comes up on weekends.
I'm liking him better all the time. Listen, you better take me up on this quick, or else in about 45 minutes, I'm going to give up and walk away.
You want to buy me something? I'll take one of those.
What kind?
Cherry.
Make it 2. You're not staying in Miranda Beach. I would have noticed you.
Is the town that small?
Pine Haven. You're staying up in Pine Haven, near the waterway. You have a house.
How'd you know?
You look like Pine Haven.
What does Pine Haven look like?
Well tended.
I'm well tended. Very well tended. What about you?
Me? No, I need tending. I need someone to take care of me. Someone to rub my tired muscles, smooth out my sheets.
Get married.
I just need it for tonight.
Ooh. Oh, great. Maddie, great going.
Maddie. I like that. Right over your heart.
At least it's cool. I'm burning up.
Oh, I asked you not to talk about the heat.
Would you get me a paper towel and dip it in some cool water?
Right away. I'll even wipe it off for you.
Lick it off. Scene.
Well, Miss Sexy Pants. Wow, yeah, look at you. Oh, you did a great job, Barbara. I think in this scene, because you did a great job. I want to suggest that you're not sexy all the time,
Okay.
because then that's too obvious that you're marking him. So at the end, you want to say that little sexy part for, oh, put water on me. Don't you want to lick it off?
Mm-hmm.
So go in and out if you can. If you can look at your dialogue right now, pick where you're sexy, and don't be unsexy,
Right.
but don't push it. Do you know what I mean? But it was really good. So just pick where you really want to be sexy. Loved what you did with it. Yeah, I mean, I love the lighting of the cigarette. I love the whole movement of your body. I think after you say I'm married, and then he says da 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 da, and then you say, does that work with other women? You start to get sexy. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Andy, really, really, really good work for you. Now I need for you to start to, that's an odd angle on your face. Can you move your computer?
Yeah.
Just move it down a little bit.
Yeah, hold on. Let me try.
Just a little bit. There you go. But not too, now I can't see your face. There you go. There you go.
Right. It's on my iPad. I have to position it a little better. Okay, hold on. Bear with me.
Whoop, and he's gone. Pull it down just a little bit more, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Just there you
Yeah.
go. Just a little bit so I can see your whole face.
Okay.
So, Andy, are you smoking yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
So I want to see before you say anything, Barbara. I want to see Andy. It's outside. It's hot. If I'm not mistaken, it's like a boardwalk. You're leaning over, looking into the ocean. And maybe Andy, we start off with you lighting your cigarette. And Barbara's just watching. You haven't lit your cigarette yet, Barbara. And Andy starts smoking yours. All right, looking out. Barbara, give him a moment. And then I loved how you cupped it. You did a beautiful way of cupping it. Yeah, that looked really sexy. You know, cup it and then kind of almost lean over and look at him. Andy, you have to be aware at that point because you're going to smell the cigarette smoke that she's there. I personally think you're even aware before then, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you turn and look at her and then you light the cigarette, which gives
Okay.
Barbara, and then take a drag, and then Barbara, you light yours. Okay. Andy, are you taken by her?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually I had the idea that I saw her even before I came up to smoke next door.
I think you did too. And she's just stunning. It's a hot night. Her blouse is probably sticking to her in the heat. And then she spills all that stuff on her. And that's when it gets really intense. So we need to build and build to that moment, okay?
Mhm.
So again, the woman is seducing the man, but the man wants desperately to be seduced. Let's see what happens. Is that any other comments, you guys?
I just think there's a danger sometimes with scenes like this, like you were saying, Tony, to where every line sort of has the same cat and mouse sort of cadence.
Yeah.
And I think the challenge of it is if it starts there, it just, you kind of get bored no matter what the dialogue is because the scene doesn't, every line has that same feel to it.
Right.
And I was feeling that a little bit in that. I was also feeling it in the Basic Instinct scene a bit when it's like every line from Catherine was sort of seductive, you know, it loses its effect.
Right. So that's what you have to choose when to go into it, when to make the kill. Both of these are murdering women. So, wow.
Both of these are Michael Douglas too.
Yeah. No, that one's William Hurt. No, you're William Hurt.
You're William Hurt in this, honey.
Oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Do you know your background at all, Andy?
I'm a hitman, right?
No.
No.
No. You're a lawyer who lost a case that was really a horrible case to lose. And because of that, you have become kind of an alcoholic in this small town and a bit of a drunk. You still handle small cases, but you lost a big, big case. And Barbara at a conference meets a man who happens to tell her about the idiot lawyer that lives in the city that she lives in, who lost this big case. And she talks you into killing her husband because you fall in love with her.
Okay.
Okay. All right, here we go. Do your before life, the cigarette, go.
You can stand here with me if you want, but you'll have to agree not to talk about the heat.
I'm a married woman,
Meaning what?
meaning I'm not looking for company.
Then you should have said I'm a happily married woman.
That's my business.
What?
Whether I'm happy or how happy I am.
How happy are you?
You're not very smart, are you? I like that in a man.
What else you like? Ugly, lazy, horny. I got them all.
Well, you don't look lazy. Tell me, does chat like this work with most women?
Some. They haven't been around much.
I wondered. I thought maybe I'd lost touch.
How about I buy you a drink?
Yeah, I told you, I have a husband.
Great. I'll buy him one too.
Well, he's out of town.
My favorite kind. We'll drink to him.
He only comes up on weekends.
I'm liking him better all the time. You better take me up on this quick, or in about 45 minutes, I'm going to give up and walk away.
You want to buy me something? I'll take one of those.
What kind?
Cherry.
Make it two. You're not staying at Miranda Beach. I would have noticed you.
Is the town that small?
Pine Haven. You're staying up in Pine Haven, near the waterway. You have a house.
How'd you know?
You look like Pine Haven.
And what does Pine Haven look like?
Well tended.
Well, I'm well tended, all right. Well tended. What about you?
Me? I need tending. I need someone to take care of me. Rub my tired muscles. Smooth out my sheets.
Get married.
I just need it for tonight.
Oh, God. Nice going, Maddie.
Maddie. I like that. Right over your heart.
At least it's cool. I'm burning up.
I asked you not to talk about the heat.
Will you get me a paper towel? Dip it in some cool water?
Right away. I'll even wipe it off for you.
Don't you want to lick it off? See.
Really good. Everybody come back. That was real. What a change, Barbara.
Yeah,
What a big change. What did you guys think?
I thought it was great. I really liked the second read through.
Yeah.
Barb, I was laughing at some of your lines, and I think you did get a really nice mix of sexy and funny, and
Yeah.
it worked for me. But I have to agree with Tony with the camera angles and the top of your head's cut off, Barb, and from what and yeah, and Andy's angled in a lot. So
Yeah.
that's where Zoom is so weird, because the feel of this movie is so it's like such a great atmospheric movie, and you can't you miss that in the Zoom setting. But I thought you guys did a really good job.
Really good.
Really,
But
I think picking those moments was very helpful. Like it was way sexier the second time because you were kind of
Yeah.
throwing all kinds of signals at him. And then when you went in for the kill with, do you want to, don't you want to lick it off? Or it was so unexpected, it was great.
yeah, it seemed so real to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very real.
Yeah, I agree. Especially
Yeah,
the
I
second
really.
time.
Go ahead, Noel.
Oh, no, I was done.
I want to suggest to you guys, do you guys get Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a new Amazon TV show that actually blew my mind. It's called Mind Hunter. And it's about a group of FBI men, 2 or 3 of them, that go in and interview serial killers from the 60s, Kemper, Manson,
Oh,
and the
I-
actors that they got were so unbelievably great
Hmm.
that it felt like you were really there with these serial killers.
oh God. I don't know if I'll have nightmares.
I've seen that. I saw it.
I
Yeah,
have too.
it's great.
It's really good.
It's really good.
And the acting's phenomenal, isn't it, Judith?
Yes.
And it had the same feeling Barbara just had,
Mhm.
But I didn't know if I directed her to lose too much of it. What do you guys think?
Mm-mm.
No, I didn't think so.
No,
I like the buildup.
no, it was good.
It worked really well the second
Yeah.
time.
You needed to catch the fly at the end.
Yeah.
If they had time to do it again, I think what you brought Tony to Marshall's scene with Alicia, and you said it could have a little more humor to it. I think there was more humor to be played in that scene, like when Andy goes, "Hey, if you don't watch your step in about 45 minutes, I'm gonna leave."
Yeah.
Like
That was funny.
right. It seemed like there was a little more fun to be had in the sort of flirtation between the two of them that could be goosed a little bit more.
I didn't catch it the first time around, but the second time it made me laugh.
Okay.
It is a funny line. It's a funny line, but I don't think Andy and I really realized it when we did it the first couple of times.
Or even that line about when you want, I got ugly and lazy and horny, and you're like, you don't look lazy, but like clearly you look ugly and horny, So that was like a little joke too.
Yeah, it was just it was more playful.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Judith is up next. Yes, with Noelle.
Okay.
I have a question. How is the name of the movie? What is the name?
This movie is called Body Heat. It's fabulous.
It's a great movie.
It's one of those meeting movies where you just go,
It was way ahead of its time, I think.
way ahead.
You did so good, Barbara.
Have you guys seen Kathleen Turner, what she looks like now?
Yeah, not so great anymore, but she was hot back then.
Oh, mercy. She was. Okay. Everybody off but Judith and Noelle. Nancy, turn your camera off. There we go. Look into camera, Judith. Look into camera. Remember to look into camera.
I was wondering whether you'd come at all.
Don't get up. And don't act as if I were the queen.
I don't expect you to be pleasant.
I don't intend to.
Can we sit down just for a minute? I've got a lot to say, and none of it is easy.
There can't be very much.
Oh, but there is.
And easy or not, I won't believe a word.
Why shouldn't you?
Wait a minute, Judith, I can't, why are you standing up, Judith?
Well, because I'm going to sit down.
Well, too late. All I'm looking at is a gray sweatshirt.
Okay. Then I won't do the action.
Okay.
Don't stand up right now. But Judith, please keep looking at your camera. Put your sides over towards the camera and listen to her.
Am I
All right.
looking at the camera now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
You want to start again? Over?
Yeah.
Okay.
please.
I was wondering whether you'd come at all.
I don't get up and don't act as if I were the Queen Mother.
I don't expect you to be pleasant.
I don't intend to be.
All right,
Can
we're
we
gonna
just sit
stop
down?
and- Whoa, Judith, what are you doing, baby? You're much better than that. Here's what you're doing. Da 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 da. Then you look down to get your sides. You're not listening to her. You need to listen to her, then grab your sides and say it back to her. Okay, honey? Don't
Okay.
forget that. All right, here we go again. Sorry, Noel.
Sorry. I was wondering whether you'd come at all.
Don't get up and don't act as if I were the Queen Mother.
I don't expect you to be pleasant.
I don't intend to be.
Can we just sit down for a minute? I've got a lot to say, and none of it is easy.
There can't be very much.
Oh, but there is.
And easy or not, I don't believe a word.
Why shouldn't you? Please, just sit down. You know, I've always considered myself a very clever girl, right? Smart, good head on my shoulders, that sort of thing. Never the wrong word at the wrong time. But then I'd never met Addison DeWitt. I remember once I had a tooth pulled. They gave me some anesthetic, I don't remember the name, but it affected me in a strange way. I wasn't even thinking properly. Like my mind was someplace outside of my body and couldn't control what I did or said.
And you felt just like that talking to Addison?
In a way, you find yourself trying to say what you mean, but somehow the words change and they become his words. And suddenly you're not saying what you mean, but what he means.
Do you expect me to believe that? That was all Addison?
No, I don't expect you to believe anything. I just accept that the responsibility is mine and the disgrace.
Don't get over dramatic.
You really have a low opinion of me, haven't you? Well, I'll give you some pleasant news. I've been told off in no uncertain term all over town. Miss Channing should be happy to hear that. To know that how loyal her friends are, how much more loyal they are than she had the right to expect me to be.
Eve, don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Tell me, how did your lunch turn out with the men from the movies?
Some vague promises of a test, that's all. If a particular part should come along, one of these things.
But what about the raves about your performance?
An understudy's performance.
Well, I think you're painting a picture a little darker than it is, really. if nothing else. And don't underestimate him. You have a powerful friend in Aniston.
He's not my friend. You are my friends.
He can help you.
I wish I'd never met him. I would like him to be dead. I just want my friends back.
I don't think you meant to cause unhappiness, but you did.
Scene.
Well, Noelle, you
Did
did
you fall asleep?
did a very good job. Judith, you're, I think you're, where are you holding your sides, Judith? Where are you holding your sides, honey?
Here,
Okay.
not, I mean, down here.
Yeah, too far down. Hold them
Oh,
so that you can glance at them. No, 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 no. Put them down, 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 down under your camera. Right under the camera, right there.
oh,
Down under the camera. Look at the camera, honey. Look at the camera. Now hold the scenes. You're seeing right under the camera this way. See, I've got them right here. I'm just holding it right under the camera there. Then I can listen to Noelle speaking to me. Noelle, speak to me. Say anything.
Hey, Toni, I love your hair.
Hey, Noelle, thank you so much. Keep speaking, Noelle.
Of course, it's very dark here, but it's gonna be raining soon. Cannot wait.
Oh, good for you that it's raining.
yeah, and it was raining here today also.
I
Raining
know. You
hard.
told me this
After my
morning.
walk. It
Oh,
weighed.
Yeah.
should I turn off my water then? You think it's going to rain here tomorrow?
I have no idea. I'm not a weather predictor.
All
Oh, now
right.
you look right into camera when you were looking at Toni.
So do you see what I'm saying?
So,
You're
see, I
looking-
don't,
you're
Toni,
look-
explain to me, if when I'm looking into the camera, who am I looking at?
You're actually looking at Noelle. It looks like you're looking at Noelle.
Oh, okay.
So what you're doing, so you understand, is you're not listening to her. You're replying to her all the time. But then Noelle speaks and you're down looking at your lines. Cannot do. The whole effect is Noelle's talk to me again. Hi, Noelle.
Hey, Toni, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not even tired. This coffee was really good.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Do you see how I looked down for a second, but I talked back into it and I'm listening to her? You must listen. Otherwise, what you're doing, Judith, look at me. Judith, look at me.
I
Judith,
am.
look. Oh, I'm sorry. Say your lines, Noelle. Just say hello to me.
Oh, hello. How are you doing, Toni?
I'm
I know because I don't know what to say.
no, but I'm showing you how to do what you say.
Okay. All right.
Again, Noelle, talk to me.
Hey, Toni, how are you doing right now?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty well. Thank you for asking.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that. Do you see? I glance at my lines,
Okay.
get back to
And
camera,
then back
and I
up.
listen to her. You must take that moment, listen to her, and then glance at your lines and look back up. Does that make sense, Judith? It's a
Yes.
rhythm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I need that kind of help.
All right, sweetheart. Let's see how it helps you. Here we go. So,
I
oh,
was
you had already done the scene, so let me give you your comments. Judith, you're very angry at her. She has screwed your husband. She's screwed your best friend's husband. She has worked her way up so high, but now she has fallen. And you do feel a little bit sorry for her when you see her start to cry, which you did very well. But she is now trapped by this very famous, the only famous critic in Hollywood. And he has trapped her. She doesn't go anywhere without him. She can't stand making love to him. There's just nothing. She's devastated by it. And she's really asking for your help, and you're not going to help her. You're just, she made her own grave. And Noelle, when you cry, do you think you're really crying?
Well, they say I cry softly and miserably, but it's hard for me.
So maybe what's another way of crying? Maybe you're moaning. Oh, and you put your head down. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I
you
was
know,
doing this at the beginning,
like,
but
you know,
then I cried. Okay.
I'm not crying. Do you see what I mean? Mhm. You're gonna do it your own way, sweetheart. You can't do it the way they
Well,
say.
you did it very well when we were doing
Yeah.
our practice.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, because I was doing it softly. I'll try to do it like you
Yeah.
did. Thank you, Judy.
And also, you've improved so much. You're speaking so much slower. I mean, it's
Yeah, we work on that
more
too.
normal. It's
Thank you,
more,
Judith. Good girl, Noelle.
Yeah,
Yeah, good girl.
I was going so fast. Yeah, now it's okay.
Here we go. And you're really, this woman, Noelle, has been so haughty. She deserves every moment, but we really do believe her in this moment. Do you know what the
Okay.
word haughty?
No.
Well, it comes from your language. It is French. It means
yeah.
I'm superior to
Yes.
everyone else.
Yes.
Oh, you mean hautaine?
Say it again.
Hautaine?
Oh, maybe that's the French word.
Hautaine.
Well, we spelled Haute.
Haughty. It's like someone who's like,
Oh,
oh, I'm
okay. Yeah,
above
the way
you.
you spell it, it means high. But the word I say is like when you just be like, you look down to everybody,
Yeah.
like
That-
Parisian people
I'm
or
so
French
much,
people.
yeah, like
That's
I'm so
what
much
we-
better than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
got
so
it.
much better.
Yeah, we say hautaine. Okay, got it. Got it.
All right, honey. Here we go. Judith, keep those sides under the camera. Look at her to begin with. Judith, look at her. Listen to her. Here we go.
I was wondering whether you'd come at all.
Don't get up and don't treat me like I'm the queen mother.
I don't expect you to be pleasant.
I don't intend to be.
Keep looking at her, Judith.
Can
Do
we
I
just
look at
sit
her
down?
or do I look at the camera?
The camera is her.
Okay.
Because you were
I thought I was doing that.
way again. Okay, let's start again. I'm sorry, Noelle.
It's fine. I was wondering whether you'd come at all.
Don't get up and don't act as though I were the queen mother.
I don't expect you to be pleasant.
I don't intend to be.
Can we just sit down? Just for a minute. I've got a lot to say. None of it is easy.
There can't be very much.
Oh, but there is.
And easy or not, I won't believe a word.
Why shouldn't you? Please sit down.
Okay.
You know, I've always considered myself a very clever girl, smart, good head on my shoulders, never the wrong road at the wrong time. But then I'd never met Addison DeWitt.
Look at her,
I
Judith.
remember once I had my tooth pulled. They gave me some anesthetic. I don't remember the name. And it affected me in a strange way. I heard myself saying things I wasn't even thinking. It was like my mind was someplace outside of my body and couldn't control what I did or said.
And you felt just like that talking with Addison?
In a way, you find yourself trying to say what you mean, but somehow the words change and they become his words. And suddenly, it's not what you mean, but what he means.
You expect me to believe that it was all Addison?
No, I don't expect you to believe anything, except that I take the responsibility and the disgrace.
Let's not get over dramatic.
You've really got a low opinion of me, haven't you?
Look who-
Well, I'll give you some pleasant news. I've been told off in no uncertain way. Miss Channing should be happy to hear that, to know that her friends are so loyal to her, how much more loyal they are than I was supposed to be.
Eve, don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Tell me, how did your lunch turn out? Was he of any help?
Some vague promises of a test, that's all. If a particular part should come around, then yeah, one of those things.
But the raves about your performance.
An understudy's performance.
Well, I think you're painting a dark picture. A little darker than it is, really.
Keep looking at her, Judith.
If nothing else, and don't underestimate him, you have a powerful friend in Aniston.
He is not my friend.
Keep looking at her, Judith.
You were my friend.
He can help you.
I wish I'd never met him. I'd like him to be dead. I just want my friends back.
Eve, I don't think you meant anything. I'm still your friend.
Much better.
Whatever.
Much better, Judith.
My problem is that I don't remember the lines, you know.
I love the last line, though. I think it's the best line.
The thing is, you
Sorry,
guys,
I fucked it up.
no,
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 it's fine.
no, nobody fucked it up. Everybody come back. Judith, I want you really started to do so much better when you listen, take a look, and respond. Listen, take a look, and respond. Listen, chunk, listen, chunk, respond. That's what you have to do. You did it great until you'd go all the way down like this. So just remember that as we work further into this. I thought you did a very good job, both of you. Judith's character, her biggest mistake is at the end when she says, you know, I don't hate you, because it's deadly for her. She loses her husband forever to this woman. So it's really kind of sad.
I've been watching the film, and it's a spectacular film. Betty Davis is such a wonderful actress. Oh my God. And you appreciate it, you know, after all these years, to see her today that was 1950, this film was. And you see her today in a 50, so that's 50 years, 50, 60, 70 years ago. And she was fabulous, fabulous. But all the actors they were all really well-known, very, very competent actors. And since I've been doing this class, I appreciate their acting even more. I can really, I mean, that's an incredible film.
Yeah. Well,
Really
just
incredible.
to let you know, I'm doing a podcast. Somebody's putting me up on YouTube, interviewing me on all my stories with all the, it's called Adventures of an Opening Act. And just from the days of working in the circus to all the stars I've worked with. So we have Rebecca left. And Rebecca, who are you doing your scene with?
With Kenneth.
Oh,
Kenny?
before Toni,
Yes.
I just wanted to say something about the scene. I really appreciate you giving a different scene. Like me, you often give me like sad scene, and I think they're really, really, really hard to play, at least for me. And so thank you. But I think it's hard. I think I think you still have.
Get guys out of your safety range. Do you know what I mean? With some of
Yes.
I mean,
Because I feel like it's easier to play to be funny or even to be mean or like, but sad, I think it's very, very hard.
But it's very interesting how Eve transcends from this innocent young girl into someone really evil and bad.
Oh, well, she was evil all along. There was an Eve.
Weird. Oh, and
Yeah.
what about Marilyn Monroe?
That was her first role.
I mean, she does some very quick appearances, but it's
Oh,
so interesting to see her now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was her very first role. But what I was going to say to Noelle is, Noelle, it's much harder to do comedy than it is to do drama. Believe it or not, it is much harder.
I can imagine.
Usually comics can do very good serious acting, like Robin Williams, for example, whereas serious actors have a very hard time with finding the comedy beat. Now, the people who really can, believe it or not, are English actors like Sir Laurence Olivier. He understood comedy beautifully because they had a pentameter to Shakespeare, and Shakespeare himself was funny, in a lot of his dialogue, which I barely understand. So I'm trying to find what your weak points are.
Thank you.
And, kind of challenging you in them.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Toni.
Well, so now we've got Kenneth and Rebecca for our final scene here. Action.
I'm awake. I saw your taxi drive up. Getting here out of the rain.
Kenneth, it would help if your microphone was on. Oh, I love your hair getting long like that. It looks good. All right, let's start again. Here we go.
I'm awake. I saw your taxi drive up. Getting here out of the rain.
I started down in the hub today, so I know you're down here.
Let me get you a towel. Come in. They are sleeping. If you come in, I'll make you some coffee.
This is a nice house.
Yeah, we got a nice mortgage too.
What's your daughter's name?
Katie.
Katie. She's a beautiful little girl.
She's a handful.
Well, let me just get one thing straight here. We have a pro football team now, but it's in Nashville.
Yeah. Oh my God. They used to be in Houston, then they were to Oilers, and now they are the Titans.
The Houston Oilers are the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that's not all. Last year we went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, and I missed that.
Oh, you would have died. We almost won by one lousy yard right at the end. I got whole milk, 2% and non-fat. I don't have any half and half. I know that's what you like.
That's all right. So, what happened to you become a professor? You knocked Dr. Kelly Ferris Lovett?
When your plane went down, everything just went sort of on hold. I think about getting it up again though.
Actually, I came here to give you this.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry it doesn't work. And I kept the picture. It was so fade away anyway.
I wanted to have it. I gave it to you.
No, it's a family album, and it should stay with your family.
That's everything I have from when you went down to now. They say they never figured out what caused the crash. Probably some mislabeled hazardous material caught fire. And that's where that ship found you. You drifted about 500 miles. And this is where your island was. About 600 miles south of the Cook Island. These are the search grids. Ships went back and forth looking for you for weeks.
I never should have gotten on that plane. I never should have gotten out of the car.
I want to show you something. Come here.
This, this is our car. You kept our car. All right, now this is weird. This is a good car. We have a lot of memories in this car.
Two very nice memories.
Oh, a trip down the Gulf. Can I drive it?
It's your car.
That's good because my taxi's gone.
Do you mind if I take some stuff out of the back?
Think you're gonna have more kids? I mean, with Nick.
I don't know. It's kind of confusing right now.
You should. With Rick, I mean, you should. I would.
So what now?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You said you'd be right back.
I'm really sorry.
Me too. Chuck. I always knew you were alive. I knew it. But everyone said I had to stop saying that I had to let you go. But I love you. You are the love of my life.
I love you too, Kelly. More than you'll ever know.
Chuck.
You have to go back.
Sing.
Excellent, very good. First of all, let's physically talk about this scene. If you're both moving, I don't know whether you guys knew it or not, but this is what you're both doing. And it's very disconcerting. Moving like this, both of you,
Oh,
like two drunken soldiers on a ship.
okay. So, cause like I think,
So nervous.
yeah. So I've tried to create a visual effect like we are both walking around the house because she's showing me different things.
Yeah,
And
but
like,
I'd rather you, because you're doing this in front of camera,
yes.
just pick up a picture. Oh, this is your daughter.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. You cannot move back and forth.
Okay.
Really, I was getting seasick here.
Okay.
Rebecca, at the beginning, you are shocked, overwhelmed, and pretty much in tears. He said, "I'll be back," and nobody could find him. And now he's at your door. It's pouring rain. You're like a mother. Come in, come in. Let me help you. Here's a towel, dry off. There's no smiling. There's nothing. There's just concern and shock. Yes? Kenneth, you are confused and don't know what to say because you love her. And then you see the picture of the child.
Okay.
And you realize when you see the picture of the child that she's married. I don't know if you know she's married or not, but at this point, I would choose as an actor not to know.
Okay.
Because that makes it even more tender. Because now you realize, oh my God, she married somebody else and has a child.
Uh-huh.
So that
Toni?
when you say at the end you have to go back,
Uh-huh.
it'll mean so much more. Stop moving, Kenneth. Yes, yes, Rebecca.
I think he knows because in one line he says, you should with Rick. I mean, you should like tell me I have to have more kids with Rick.
Okay. All right, but still, there's hope in his brain
Okay.
that he can have you. And at the end, he can. When he tells you to go back in, there's got to be a moment between you guys. Again, remember I told you actors pick their moments? There's got to be a moment where Rebecca, you break down, and Kenneth, you hold your own. Because if you would just give her the word, come with me now, Rebecca, you would abandon your whole family and go with him. And that's the truth. So here's the deal. The scene has to move faster and then go slow. Faster and then go slow. The fastness comes in when, how's your family? Nice house. This looks good. What are you doing? That goes fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a pause where the two of you just look at each other and you don't know what to say again.
Okay.
And then you go slow. Do you see what I'm saying? It's got a, this is a scene of covering up such love. The two of you were highly in love. Especially that moment. Then you go slow when you said, what happened? You said you would come right back. Dead slow.
Okay.
I never should have gotten on the plane. Does this make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try it again. Here we go. Don't weave. Dead straight.
I'm awake. I saw your taxi drive up. Get in here out of the rain.
You're gone up today, so I know you're down here.
Let me get you a towel. Come in, they are sleeping. I'll make some coffee if you come in.
This is a nice house.
Yeah, we get a nice mortgage too.
What's your daughter's name?
Look at the picture first. Pick the picture up. Look at it.
What's your daughter's name?
Katie.
Katie. She's a beautiful little girl.
She's a handful.
Okay, just let me get one thing straight here. We have pro football team, but it's in Nashville.
Oh my God. Yeah. They used to be in Houston, then to Oilers, and now they're the Titans.
So Houston Oilers are the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that's not all. We went to the Super Bowl last year.
And I missed that.
No, you would have died. We almost won by 1 yard. One lousy jar right at the end. I got whole milk, 2% and non-fat. I don't have any half and half. I know that's what you like.
Oh, that's all right. Whatever happened to becoming a professor? You're not Dr. Kelly Ferris, love it?
Stop moving, Kenneth.
When your plane went down, everything just went sort of on hold. I think about getting it up again though.
Oh, I came out here to give you this.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry it doesn't work, and I kept the picture. It was all faded away anyway.
I want you to have it. I gave it to you.
You know, it's a family heirloom, and it should stay in your family.
That's everything I have from when you went down to now. They say they never figured out what caused a crash. Probably some mislabeled hazardous material caught fire. That's where that ship found you. You drifted about 500 miles. So this is where your island was, about 600 miles south of Cook Island. These are the search streets. Ships went back and forth looking for you for weeks.
I never should have gotten on that plane. I never should have gotten out of the car.
I want to show you something. Come here.
This is our car. You kept our car. All right, now, this is weird. This is a good car. We have a lot of good memories in this car.
Two very nice memories.
Oh yeah, the trip down the Gulf. Can I drive it?
It's your car.
That's good, because my taxi's gone.
Do you mind if I get some stuff out of the back?
Think you already have more kids?
I don't know. It's kind of confusing right now.
You should. With Rick, I mean, I would.
So, what now?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You said you'd be right back.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
So sorry.
Chuck, um, I always knew you were alive. I knew it. But everyone said I had to stop saying that. That I had to let you go, but I love you. You are the love of my life.
I love you too, Kelly. More than you'll ever know.
Chuck,
You have to go back.
Good. Very good, Ken. Wow. Good work. Good work, Rebecca. Everybody come back. Good work, babies. Good work. Kenneth,
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you did some really good work. You both listened to me, Rebecca. Good work. Not Rebecca, you're not used to this. You're always smiling and joking in scenes, but you took my direction really well and changed it around. And I think that really worked.
Thank you.
That was a super hard scene. You guys did a good job. That was like the hardest scene anyone's gotten.
Super hard.
Yeah.
You're right, Patrick. I mean, that scene, oh, so emotional.
Oh, I can't.
I like how
Yeah.
you guys took your time with it, and I like Rebecca's. Even the first time, I like her apprehension, which was fairly consistent because it's a very weird. I like this movie a lot, so I'm kind of like Patrick. I remember this scene. It's a real tearjerker. It's tragic, really.
It really
And
was. You didn't know what they were going to do. I mean, and you could feel it as an audience. You were like, so where is this going? I want to know, are they going to be together or not?
Which movie is it?
Cried.
Castaway
Castaway.
with Tom Hanks and Helen Hunt.
That's
And
not
the
a
thing
character.
is that you wanted them to be together. You really wanted these two people to be together.
oh, Kenneth, I wanted to say I thought you did a really good job at the end.
Thank
I
you.
thought you had a good moment with Rebecca. I just
Yeah.
I just want to say to that, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really did. So we're gonna have 3 people joining us next week. So I'll be sending you scenes beforehand. And what we're probably gonna do to begin with next week is all do the same scene and see how each group does it differently. But before we do, I want to take a few minutes. Let's see. We've got a half hour. So, or 40 minutes. What I'd like you guys to do is take the first page of your scene and we're going to all do it silently. So who was up? Number 1 was Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick and Angel. 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 Uh-oh. Angel.
I'm here. I had something between my teeth. Sorry.
Patrick first. Everybody turn off their cameras. You're going to do it silently, that first page. It could be
First page.
it could be before life, wherever you want to do it. I just want to see you do it silently. Kenneth and Judith, turn off your no, turn off your camera, Kenneth.
I like it. Oops.
Just silent. You don't have to pretend you're making words, Angel. Just what you're feeling about that monologue. How controlling. You were never enough for these people. Good. Do you see how, I mean, it just fascinates me. It fascinates, everybody come back. It fascinates me how much we get when you don't friggin' say a word. And that's really the before moments, you guys. You know, the little wave, she holds the book up. Those before moments are your moments. You can use them, I think, always. I don't care what anybody says. You have to have a before moment. Otherwise, you're just talking out of nowhere. And I loved you looking at the book, smiling with a little wave, and her holding up the book. I loved it. I don't know. How did you two feel?
Yeah, I felt it was very intense and private. Like even we are in the train, it took us somewhere else, kind of. We have our own bubble. And I
Yeah,
could see the vulnerability in Patrick's eyes, so it let me open up my monologue as well.
exactly. You're helping each other. Just him zipping up his parka, or maybe zipping it up, zipping it down. He can't get comfortable till he sees what you're doing. Just so cute.
Well, everything we talk about with that backstory that you helped us with too, that she's sort of this elegant person, and I'm kind of noticing her, and she's noticing me noticing her, and kind of smiling, and oh, I'm like gesturing, how's the book, and oh, this, yeah. I mean, it was all there. It all just kind of came up. It was very easy to access.
So easy. And here's the deal, you guys. Once you start doing the physical movement, guess what? It's so easy to memorize because the body goes, oh, that movement goes with these words. Another way to memorize. Okay, our second group is Marshall, Mr. Marshall, and Miss Alicia. Rebecca, turn off your camera. Judith, turn off your camera. Where's your fur coat, baby?
Oh, I put it away.
Oh, look at Jojo. Hi, Jojo, the doggy. Jojo, Jojo. He has his own pillow. Look at how quiet he is.
A little king.
Yeah, he's so good. Just get the feeling of her. Just get the feeling of her. At least you get her through your body. Make her smile. She's a big flirt. Big flirt. And you, Marshall, get everything you want in life.
Okay.
Your mic's off, Marshall. Stay in character.
I'm not saying anything. I thought there's no words.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let's do it again. I know, because I'm thinking, wait a minute.
I'm so sorry, Marshall.
It's okay.
You're
Okay.
so good, too. Excellent. Now, I really loved it. It's funny. It's interesting to me, Marshall. Everybody come back. That you say this would be a bad role for you because I think you're absolutely wonderful in this role, and I think you should reevaluate what you think you can and can't do.
Oh, I appreciate that. I don't think myself doing love scenes, so that's fine,
I think you're extremely interesting, very sexy in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean, and
Alicia,
he was very flirtatious, and he came across.
Alicia, you started so sexy and you were like just so wonderful and you did it almost to the very end and then you kind of started to flirt and enjoy it. It was really nice to see. Really, really. I mean, I can tell both of you physically, it really helps you in
Yeah.
your before life to really What did anybody else say anything? I loved it.
Yeah, well, I felt a little more, it is good to just kind of do it that way and not say anything. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
try that next time.
Oh, yeah. And it helps you find activity. You need activity. Good work. Who was up? Who was third? Nancy? Nancy is up. And Nancy's doing this scene with Danny. Noelle, turn off your camera, baby. Keep that smile, Nancy, at the beginning. Yeah, much more sexy with that smile. Danny, show me how much she's beginning to affect you. Smile. She is beautiful and cute. Oh my God. She takes your breath away. What do you think of him, Nancy? Very good. Oh, Nancy, you're a natural sultress woman. You really are. I love your hair like this. This is my favorite way for you to wear your hair.
Yeah.
Let it flip down like it was doing, Nancy. It's
She had
very
the Veronica Lake thing going.
Yeah.
Veronica Lake, very sexy.
Really good.
Oh, you look great, Nancy, with it
Yeah.
folded down like that.
Yes.
Marshall especially likes it.
Marshall likes it.
Nancy looks great.
Okay. This, it's funny because I'm not anything like this chick.
Well, I don't know about that. If you wouldn't be able to access it if you couldn't, it wasn't in there.
I think it's there, baby.
I was acting.
Oh, I don't think so. And Danny was great. I mean, he's skeptical, but he's totally taken by her, and she could leave you or take you, but she's going to take you because that's part of the whole routine. Very nice. Really well done. Anybody have anything to say?
I think Nancy
You have.
got like the sort of, that was the most effective performance for me of anything. Like just you doing that physically, I think was more formidable than the other two when you had all the dialogue to play with, because it was just unadulterated zap. You were giving him that kind of that look, all that intensity.
There was a look that I can't describe it, but definitely I definitely got. I felt like I reacted to it, but I don't know. You just around
Hey,
the end, I guess.
You look scared shitless for a minute there, Danny. It was funny. It was like, it was like the cat had caught the mouse and you were
Yeah.
And the movie's worth checking out if you haven't seen it in a while.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna
Sharon Stone, like
watch it.
every guy in the audience must have been like, I can't, my brain's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't want to watch it before we did the scene, so that's why I couldn't remember how it
I'm
ended
glad
up.
you
Yeah,
did.
it's good you didn't.
Yeah, it's good you didn't because you did a great job doing it your way.
It's
Okay.
on Amazon, by the
Oh,
way.
good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. See.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
Thank you.
Barbara's. Come back, Andy. You look very pretty tonight, Barbara.
Thank you.
Really.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have an adorable sister-in-law who I haven't seen forever except on Zoom.
On Zoom, here we are Zooming.
Uh-huh. Andy, come back.
Andy, we're not done yet. We've
Andy.
just begun.
Andy. Andy.
Oh, there he is. He's trying to get back in. I just saw that. I apologize.
You scared
There
him
he
off,
goes.
Barbara.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez. I'm always doing that
You
to me.
turned him to jelly.
There he is.
You're waiting for me. Okay.
Here we go. Okay. Well, Barbara, you did excellent. Andy, you were paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
It was really great to see. Andy just didn't know what the fuck to do, and I loved it. It was like, oh my God, I'm trapped. I'm trying to be cool, and I'm just not. That was great.
Yeah, that's what usually happens in real life. Yep.
Me, honey.
I don't believe it, Andy. But that was funny. That was great. Barbara was having a great time, and Andy's frozen like, oh God, help me. I'll put the cigarette to my mouth now. It's the only thing I can do around the sexy babe. That was great. Just great. Loved it. Good work, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Who's next? I think Noelle and Judith.
Yes.
Just look at her. Look into camera, Judith. Here we go.
No.
Excellent. Everybody come back in. That was so good, Judith. That was so good, Noelle. Really. And I love that Judith came up and said no. And it was great, which we Judith, you were ahead of what happened to Judith? Where is she? Judith, come back. That was so good when you said no, because we're going to be doing that later with scenes where you can say 1 or 2 words of the scene. It was great. They were playing the whole scene out, and Noelle was so, oh, please me, pouchy, sad. I fucked up. I never knew if I believed her or didn't, but I think I did in the movie. I think I really did. I mean, I believed Noelle, but in the movie I'm talking about, I didn't know if I ever really truly believed her, but he was such a horrible character, this critic, that I knew she had to be telling the truth. You know.
I want to watch it. I didn't watch it yet. Judy told me that she watched it, but I was waiting to do the scene, so I'm gonna watch it like this week.
I've watched it many times. I mean, it's an incredible film with incredible actors, and there's so much going on. I mean, so many interpretations and so much psychology and psychological aspects to it. I mean, it's really very deep. And
What movie is this?
Character
I'm
Eve.
sorry.
This is
Eve.
All About Eve.
All About Eve.
It's Marilyn Monroe's first appearance.
Oh.
And it's
many famous actors.
Well, Betty Davis was married to Jose Ferrer at the time that they did, or Mel, whatever it was, she was married to him. All right, we have what? One last scene here. All right, Rebecca and Kenny. Everybody turn off your camera. Okay, let's all come back. I thought you both did a very good job in a very difficult scene.
I think they took all the direction you gave them and did a really good job now.
It was really interesting to see Kenneth. You looked very vulnerable.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought the same. I never saw Kenneth so emotional.
Yeah,
oh,
Kenneth.
That's a real me in life. So yeah.
Well, it was really vulnerable, and Rebecca, you really bounced off him beautifully, just not knowing what to do, and even when you held up the milk carton, it was kind of like, oh, not knowing what to do. I mean, which is so real in this kind of a situation, you know.
Toni,
So, yeah.
Tony, I think this is an excellent exercise because the camera so often, is so close up and you don't have any dialogue necessarily, but you can read what's going on in an actor's face.
Yes, and if you think about it, Barbara, and all of you, when you don't have dialogue and that camera's on your face, wow, that's when we really get to know the character.
Yeah, I like it, Tony, when you said a couple months ago, a lot of acting is not acting,
Yes.
and so I feel like it always gives me a lot of food for thought in terms of like, what do I need to do for the character, during those moments.
Well, and it's interesting because I think you found a niche for yourself, Marshall, because you're very intense in whatever choice you make. Oh yeah. You're gonna get a job quite soon. I feel that way about you. You're very intense. You really study it. You work with it, and you make very good choices. And that's the trick for all of us. Make a choice and go with that choice no matter what. Even Nancy's cat is agreeing with me.
Yeah.
His choice is to lay with mommy, and he's going to do it right now.
Yeah, Danny and I discovered that both our cats drool. So that's
Yeah, I thought I had the world's only drooling cat, but
yeah, and then I said, no, sorry.
Oh no, that means they're really happy.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
When they're drooling, they're just so happy.
he
What's
was
drool?
drool like a dog.
Drool.
What does that mean?
It's like
drool.
they like saliva drips down
Slobber.
their face.
Yeah.
Slobbering out of the mouth.
Saliva coming
Okay.
out of the mouth.
Yeah, he was encroaching while I was doing my scene, by the way. It's like that. Yeah.
You
So-
put him into heat, Nancy.
What?
You put him into heat when you were doing that scene.
Oh, no, he is always lurking. Okay.
Well,
When we were rehearsing one time, I looked up and the cat eyes were just right at the bottom of the screen, just looking right at me. I was like, wow.
Wow. he's the man in her life, he's the male. Lucky's like that. Nobody can sit next to me. Lucky just whoop, he just big fat 17-year-old Dotson just moves right in.
See, that's what Danny saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all, look at that.
There he is now.
Making a cameo, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they always do. So, great work. Any comments? And before we go and say goodnight, and I'll see you next week. And I think everybody is going to be back.
Yay.
Yeah. I mailed you a check, Tony. Check's in the mail,
Oh,
so to speak.
okay. Everybody else, it's Venmo. Kenneth, we're not sure about you. I don't know if you're staying with us or not. I hope you are, but if you're not, I understand.
Okay. Yeah, I need to check out my schedule.
Yeah.
Because of this year's work is slightly different. Yeah.
Are you at UCLA this year?
I'm still with the UCLA, yes. I mean, work schedule wise, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let us,
yeah.
because we have 15 people and I'd rather have 16 people.
Okay.
I don't want it to be odd number.
Okay.
One of them is an acting instructor, so she's going to be great. Another one is one of her students who's 17. And then we have two students, Jennifer and who's the other one? Alicia?
Jennifer and Jasmine.
Jasmine. So we're going to have 4 new people.
20.
So, it'll give us more people to work with. So I think you all did great. Judith, I just want you to practice looking into your camera, glancing at sides and coming back, listening, then read and come back. That's the technique. It's blah, blah, blah. Barbara, start doing blah, blah, blah with me.
Blah, 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 blah.
I look.
Oh, Barbara, are you looking at the camera?
I am. Barbara, keep lying with me.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Do you see how I'm listening first, Judith, and then reading my fingers?
But Tony, I have a dopey question, which is like Judith was asking you, should I be looking at the camera? Like when I was doing my scene with Angel, I wasn't looking at the camera. I was looking at Angel's square on my Zoom so I could like react to what she was doing.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
So I think that Judith, I don't want her to misunderstand you and think she should look right into the lens and not look at what her partner's doing.
Oh, so
It's
I want to look at my partner, but
no, you want to look in camera. If you want us to think like you looking at me directly, it's better if you look in the camera.
so I have to look at the camera. But
Yeah.
then all I see is just this little camera up here.
Okay,
I
but
know.
you can glance at your partner.
Yeah.
Say your line, you really have to look into the camera. Otherwise, it doesn't record your face. You're just looking this way.
But Toni was saying more. She was looking too often down because her sign
Right.
was down. So that was the worst. I mean, not the worst, but that was the
Rebecca is next to me. So you guys tell me. I'm looking at Rebecca now. Blah, 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 blah. Rebecca?
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Does that work?
I think if you were like recording it to send into a casting director, it would not work because they'd want to see you looking right at the camera. But for working with a scene partner, I'm just asking, I don't know, is it better to sort of look at your partner so you can react or to look at the lens?
Well, you know, I did that work with me and Rebecca? Did it work?
Yeah.
Couldn't really tell where you were
Patrick is
looking.
right. It works. It's just better to look in camera because it just look more real. But you can look at your partner. It's fine. It's just don't look too often down because we don't
Right.
see you at all. But like
like when
here
you're
or
talking.
here,
Kind of a cross between. Let Angel look at Danny right now. You're next to each other. Do blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, now both look into camera.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
I personally think it looks better if you look into camera.
Mhm.
I do too. And I wanted to say something about that. It's been a long time since I've worked, as a film actor. But what I remember is that you have to make your mark. You have to stand at a mark that
Yeah.
where the camera can find you.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
sometimes it's very disconcerting because you're really not looking at the person you're doing the scene with. You're on this mark that makes it look like you are.
So Judith, what Barbara means are for all of you, what a mark is, it's a piece of colored tape. And the director will say, okay, by the time you say this line, he entered the room and I didn't know what to do. You have to be on this mark, which is a killer because you can't look down and see where your mark is. You have to look out of the bottom of your eyes. So the way that you do it, everybody looks straight at camera, but can you see out of the bottom of your eyes, the little squares of people?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you locate your line, your piece of tape. We haven't really gone over that a lot, but it's a killer.
Yeah, I remember feeling so like this doesn't feel real to me.
Mhm.
No, because you have to spot it before you even act and walk to it
Yeah.
and never look down. You can't be, well, he said,
Sometimes on stage, Nancy and I do a play every year. Sometimes on stage it's the same thing.
Yeah.
What they call it is cheating. You're supposed to be talking to somebody, but your face is in front of the audience.
Well, yeah, that in a play that and also in acting. So it's very awkward. I think I told you about my girlfriend who was a casting director who got the big job. Remember? And they laid down the lines for the tapes for her, and then her agent called and said she didn't get the role. I told you the story, right?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. No.
That one we haven't heard that one. That's good.
Well, anyway, she was a casting director, but she was also an actress, and she got young and restless. Now, you guys, if you get a soap, their call is usually 6 p.m., 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. You are never late to a soap because they have very few guest stars on soaps. So you get there at least early, half hour early to any set. You get in there, first thing you say is, please introduce me to makeup, show me my what I'm to wear, get into what you wear, go back to makeup, introduce yourself, and get ready. Well, the night before she was to do this guest star role, her agent called her and said, guess what? You're being paid, but they cut you out. So she went out and got drunk. She was getting $750. She was like, okay, let's go out. I'll buy drinks for everybody, right? And she went to bed. She got a phone call at around 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning by a PA, assistant, production assistant, who said, where are you? Patrick, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just, it's just a painful story. I know where this is going, and it's just like, oh, I can't imagine anything worse. I hate that feeling.
So he says, where are you? She goes, in bed. He goes, you had a call time to be on our set. She said,
Oh.
no, it was canceled. My agent called me. He said, did we call you? Now, here's the deal. Obviously, they did call her agent. Her agent's not going to sabotage her like that. They're just putting the blame on her and her agent. So now she goes, oh my God, I got a hangover. She, barely brushes her teeth,
Oh.
puts a little deodorant under her arms, runs down to Y&R, gets through to them, and they're all at lunch
Oh my gosh.
because they take lunch at around 10:30, 11 o'clock because they're there early. So the stage manager very haughty, says, I'll show you your marks. And there's these yellow marks. She's to do a scene walking down a hallway. She made a mistake. She memorized her lines by what the star last line was. So if his last line was, could you show me the room? She just memorized her lines. She didn't memorize the whole feeling of the scene. Big mistake, second big mistake. She goes in, nobody in makeup will talk to her, nobody in wardrobe will talk to her. They call, okay, action. She gets on the set, they turn on the lights, and all the lines are the same color.
Oh no.
Because everybody on the set knew where their lines were. They just where the tape was. They knew they'd rehearsed it. She'd never rehearsed it with him. Fourth mistake. She starts her scene with the star. She's walking down a hallway, which is very difficult. I did that in the conversation. It's very difficult to shoot a hallway scene. I also did it in Knots Landing. The star doesn't remember any of his lines. He was waiting for her to say her line.
Oh no, what a disaster.
So they yelled, cut, and they sent her home.
Oh.
Ooh.
This was a casting director.
Ugh.
She learned a little humble pie there. But my point is, you don't want to do any of those things. You don't memorize your lines just because the other person said, and I told you so. And you know your line is, but wait, let me explain. You can always use those as cues, but you memorize the whole entity. In fact, next week, you're probably going to trade roles. just to know what the other person sees you as, trade your roles back and forth. You want to learn the whole entity. Why? And this is why I teach improvisation. So if the star goes up, the guest star can go, I suspect you want me to show you your room, and lead them into their lines, because it's never going to be the star's fault. It's always going to be the guest star's fault, or the agent's fault, or the manager's fault, or the actor's fault. That's why my little t-shirt says it's always my fault, and the backside of it says I told you so. It's like, it's a no win-win situation. So those are the rules. Get there early. Be prepared. No donuts, no coffee, nothing. Just eat your food at home.
I can't wait to get there.
You're all really working your way into doing it. And I'm telling you, there's so many non-union things going on. Alicia, I sent you something today. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it right for the class, so I'll look it up when we're done.
Commit yourself. I can't be a manager for all you guys, but if you go to LA Casting, you will be amazed at how many non-union things are going on. Just start submitting yourself. Period. But read it carefully. I submitted myself the other day and got a call in and realized it was for a featured extra. And I thought, I'm no fucking way working my way from here down to here. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how much it is. I don't want to do it. Know what you can do and what you will do. That's all.
Toni, is there anything in the Bay Area?
Judith, I don't know about San Francisco. I know you have a lot of stage stuff there. You've got
It's
you've
live.
got ACT, you've got the Magic Theater, you've got the Shakespeare
ACT.
Festival.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot there. I know when Nash Bridges was shooting there was a lot going on. I know you got a lot of commercials out there.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to start. That's a great way to start.
Yeah.
That's more money than a TV series. And you'd be perfect, Judith, because there's no one in your age range that looks as good as you. Really. Any other questions, you guys? Okay, well, we're
Me, it's not really a question. I just wanted to know if you can post all the video on YouTube, because I still don't see any video since
I put them all up. They should all have been up at least by last night.
When did you look, Noelle?
I put all last 6 classes on there.
I don't know. I think I looked
But
maybe a couple days ago.
Maybe a couple days ago, because over the Friday and Saturday I worked on it. They're really hard to. I mean, it's not an excuse, but it is an excuse.
No,
but in a 3-hour class, it must be my processor. When I try and cut out snippets, it takes like 3 hours to reprocess the video and it exports. So I need to find a different program for us going forward, because quite honestly, I fall behind, or else I'd have to stay in this room for like 12 hours a day processing video.
Oh, I was gonna say.
So I decided I just threw the whole class up there.
Because I think it's interesting for us to watch the whole thing, not just us. Even watching you guys, I think it's very good, and I think it is one of the only it's one of the only benefits to have online classes, that we can actually see each other and ourselves on YouTube. And I think it was a really good thing. So
okay, it's on the good, bad, and the ugly. 3 hours long is on there, so you can watch it.
But can't you just put the whole thing? Like
I did. I got the whole thing up there. The whole thing. There's 3 hours. I got the last 6 classes are up there.
I mean, like without like doing all that thing, can you just put the class like right away?
I just took the Zoom thing and dragged it right up onto YouTube. I decided to stop editing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I was gonna say you really don't have to, because I really watch everybody, and if someone wants to just watch themselves, they can just skip.
Yeah, and if anybody ever needs any snippets of stuff, I can edit out your stuff
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yeah, don't
that's no
waste your time.
problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Thank
mind.
you so much, Alicia, for
But it's
posting
all,
there.
if you go to the NEWAAEM,
I'll check
I
before.
sent an email. It just look for that channel on YouTube.
Perfect.
And you can also sort by date, like the last thing's uploaded, and
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
should all be
That's
there.
what I do.
So
But
one,
thank you so much, Alicia, for that.
Sure.
Keep doing it.
Because I know Angel kept asking and I was falling horribly behind and
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
don't
no worries.
hesitate.
No worries, Alicia.
Don't edit them too much, really. Don't
no,
bother.
I'm not anymore. I decided just to throw the whole thing up there and you guys
Yeah,
can
it's
see,
not worth your time.
and you guys can see us all, you know, everything.
It's
how long does that take, Alicia, to put everything up?
Well, I just have to drag it and then it takes about an hour to process. That's all, if I do it that way. So
So here's a question that I had. One of the things that I miss was the ability for people to watch their scenes at the end of class. I love that. I don't know how to do that with this, but it was, I mean, I think, Kenneth, Kenneth, were you in here? Were you in my commercial class? Who was in my commercial class?
I was,
And Danny. No, Danny, no, at UCLA, I mean.
oh,
Oh.
Anybody from UCLA in it? Oh, okay.
Andy,
I mean, that can be done on here, but you need somebody who's not participating in the class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I'm recording it while we're doing it, and then there's the whole thing, if we're just doing the scenes, I could actually do that and it's not bad. It's when we were doing the cue cards and the commercials that the way Zoom is, the cue card is this big and we're this big and it's useless. So, you know.
What about what if we rolled back the class, say, for example, next week, just to the scenes? Can we cut to them?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to see our scenes, sure. But do you want to see like the final one? I mean, you work with each of us for like 15 minutes, so I could pull those out. That's fine. Sure.
And where do you find this?
Somebody just posted the thing, if you look in the
Go
chat.
to chat. Judith, you find it at, it's, hold on.
Yeah,
Judith,
but I was
chat on there.
I was chatting with Alan today and he was telling me that there's other video programs I could use that would spit them out a hell of a lot faster. And I didn't realize that because it's like I said it, I kind of said it and then I have to wander away for a couple hours and come back and I don't want to have to babysit it. So I'm going to look for, a real cheap program to do better editing. Who knows, maybe I'll wind up being an avid editor. I'll have a whole new career.
So where do
Judith,
I?
I'm sending it to you right now. It'll say from Toni. Okay. Because I need myself to go on it. I have not looked, but it's very helpful to me. Oh, now I've lost you guys. Where am I? Yeah, it's very helpful to me to show you the scenes. Did you get it, Judith? I just sent it to you.
Oh,
It's very helpful because then I can talk to you.
yes, I have it.
I can talk to you about watching yourselves and how I would change you even more. But don't worry about it now, okay? We've got a lot we're doing. You're all coming along. You're all looking great. I'm just really proud of you all. So what we're all going to do is we're going to turn off our camera. You'll still be able to see everybody and hear everybody, okay? What is that?
Alicia, is that something from you?
That's something that somebody recorded.
No, somebody is watching the YouTube video. This is
somebody's
Tony's voice.
Somebody's watching the YouTube video. There we go.
Oh, that was me. That's my voice, you guys.
No, it is you, but it is a recording of you in a private class that somebody's watching and it's coming through. Oh, come on, trust up. Who's watching?
Very frightening.
But I'll look into it. I was having a chat with my husband today, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, for $20 you can get a much." I mean, I've been using this free thing that came with Windows 10, you know, and
I will
that's why
be
it's
more than
turning away.
happy to give you the.
So
information.
yeah, because the thing is, even after the Zoom class ends, since it's 3 hours, it takes an hour to and then it becomes an MP4. And I'm so wound up after this class and excited. I can never sleep anyway. So I usually look at Facebook and listen to music for an hour. And I mean, I don't have to be here. I mean, it just does it by itself, but I'm always nervous something's going to go wrong. So I sit there and wait for it to finish.
I mean, when you get it, I'll pay you, and then you'll have me install my own too.
Okay,
And
yeah, I'll find one.
Between the two
But
of
I mean,
us,
you know, I think all of us as actors, like Toni was saying when she was auditioning a few weeks ago, we're all going to need to learn how to be semi-professional video editors, and because she was saying, you know, they wanted her to do the clip 4 different ways and 6 different reactions, and you have to be able to edit it and put it together to submit. So I think we're all going to need to learn that, you know.
And
Hopefully the later is
A new
possible.
world.
even I took a class on it, and I can't do it. It's. But I did give you some tools to do it. One of the easiest ways now to put it up is Dropbox. You know.
I have editing software. I can do editing. I'm pretty
Really?
good at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I have Sony Vegas. Had it for quite a few years actually, because I make my own short films. I edit them too.
Really?
Yeah.
that's good. That's really impressive.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
You're having a pool party, Alicia?
Well, they were saying we all have to get together after this is over, and I said I'll have a pool party at my house.
Oh, yeah.
I will bring German sausages and potato
Well,
salad.
Noel can fly over.
We're gonna fly Noel out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I was
Rebecca.
gonna say that.
I want the
Yeah.
free food.
And we gotta fly Rebecca
Yeah.
out too.
Anyone
Yeah.
else?
And Judith.
Yeah.
And Judith.
Guys, so Angel, I like your hair back like that. It looks good. Nancy, boy, let that hair fall in your eye. It is.
Sexy.
It is. You all did great work.
That's the way I wear it all the time, really.
Well, we're all going to see each other next week. And you have what, Barbara?
I said thank you, Tonala.
Oh. All right, my guys. All my love to you.
No.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
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 Buddy.